now the fun begins. We're going to start tearing into the engine. First thing we're going to do is start removing vacuum lines, remove the spark plug, and get the carburetor out of the way. So let's go ahead, get the spark plug out of there. I like to just get it out right away. The reason for this is when I am setting my timing and make sure it's on top dead center, it makes the engine a lot easier to turn. So I'm just going to get it out of there right away. Alright, we'll set that off to the side. Then we're going to start taking out vacuum lines, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the vacuum line that helps deliver fuel. I have another vacuum line here that has a clip, so we're just going to squeeze it, pull it down to the side, and remove that vacuum line. These are maybe long enough I could just leave them, but I'm going to get them out of the way just to save hassle. We're going to remove our two bolts over our intake. Set those aside, and we're going to take this whole carburetor assembly, lift it up, and just kind of set it off to the side a little bit. Now I'm going to take a piece of twine and just tie it off so it's up and out of the way. You absolutely can just remove the carburetor. It only takes maybe 5 more minutes, but I just want to teach you guys the easiest way to do it. You know, I like to keep things simple. So we're just going to tie that off. Make sure that you can still keep your drain hose hooked up, so that way if it starts to flood at all, it'll just drain out. So we'll tie this guy off, move on to the next thing. Alright, so next thing we want to do, remove this vacuum line. These ones get on there real good, so just do your best, work with it. Set that off to the side. And then we're going to go ahead and remove our valve cover. So there is one big black tube down here you might not be able to see. But it has a hose clamp on it, and I tell you what, I'll go ahead and take that off after I get the valve cover off so you guys can see what that looks like. This particular scooter has 2 ground wires, so make sure you don't forget about those when you reinstall it. Alright, we've got all the bolts off. Just simply pull your cover off. Here's the tube I was telling you about. We'll just take that hose clamp, squeeze it off, run it down. And these get stuck on there real good too. Luckily this one only has 800 miles on it, so it's not too bad. We're going to go ahead and tuck that underneath and out of the way. And we'll set our valve cover off to the side. Alright guys, before we get started, we want to make sure that this engine is set at top dead center. So to do that, I'm going to turn the flywheel until I'm at top dead center. There will be one big hole and 2 small holes. And we want to line the 2 small holes up with the edges. So here is the first small hole. There is the other small hole, and there is the big hole, and the big hole should be facing straight up. So you want to line these 2 small holes up level with the lip, and you want the small hole up high. And then we're going to go over the flywheel and double check right there. Let's do that now. Alright guys, here we are at the flywheel. We checked top dead center at the engine, and what we want to see is that the line with the mark T is lined up with this mark right here, and it is. So That's top dead center right there. That's where we want to be.